So today's thought, which is put in your group, self-belief and hard work will always earn you success. Means you should have confidence in yourself. You should believe in yourself. Don't doubt whatever you do. If you are doing something, give your 100%. Believe that you will achieve it. 99% belief is not needed. It should be 100% belief. So if you believe, you are already halfway there. Means believe you can and you are halfway there. So if you believe that what you are doing will be successful, then you see the outcome, the result will be definitely positive. And the second thing is hard work. Just believing is not enough, but after believing, work hard and don't let any excuses stop you. Then definitely you will earn success in anything that you do. So that is today's thought. Did you all read it or not?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to know why have others not yet joined? Where are your classmates? Tell them to join.
सर मुझको लगा 4-5 लड़कियां धीरे
Sorry?
धीरे हो गए ना सब.
But what I want to continue now, I want to show that is very, very important. So I was waiting. So please tell them to join. If they don't join, they will not
They will not
understand the
understand the
topic.
topic. Sir, I come from 2 minutes.
I told you that day on Saturday that exercise 5, 6, 7, 8 of chapter 1, these are very important exercises. In ninth and 10th, the same thing, the same topic will come. So it's very important to understand that I want to show you all a video after giving some introduction. So please, if they are not joining, tell them to join quickly. Who has not joined yet, who is present every day. One Modesa, then second Aisha, then Almas. All these have not joined. These students are there every day. Who else has not joined? Sarah also joined late. Misbah was also late today. Only Shifa, Nayani, Fatima, and one more student. That 3 or 4 students were there. Conan was there. All these students had joined on time. So if it is 8 o'clock, you should be there by 7:59, not after 8:05 or 8:10. Okay, now we'll not wait for them more because they'll watch the recording then. So before I show that video, just giving a brief introduction. What are simple, compound, and complex sentences? Because after showing that video, what you have to do in exercise 5, it is given change from simple to compound. In exercise 6, it is given change from simple to complex. So you have to interchange. That is called transformation of sentences, and it's a really important topic for ninth and 10th. So I'm repeating myself. Transformation of sentences means to change from simple to compound, from simple to complex, and vice versa. Means compound से simple हो सकता है, फिर compound से complex, means interchanging. Simple, compound, complex sentences interchanging amongst themselves. So for that, how will you interchange? How will you transform the sentences? First of all, you should know all the three types of sentences. And these three types of sentences were also there in your 7th standard. If you remember, you have to identify whether it is simple, compound, or complex. Remember or not? That exercise was there in which you have to identify whether the sentences are simple, compound, or complex. Are you all there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is made up of only one clause, means it is meaningful by itself. Only one independent clause is there, and it makes complete sense. Only one subject, only one verb. For example, Mira loves animals. See here, only one subject, only one verb. It is one independent clause. Independent clause means what? एक ही सब्जेक्ट होता है और एक ही वर्ब होता है, and it is meaningful. Subject, verb, it is complete clause. Only one clause is there, then it is called a simple sentence. And there is no conjunction and, or, but, because, what, where, no conjunction over here. Only one independent clause, only one idea is conveyed. It makes complete sense. It is called a simple sentence. So remember that much. Simple sentence is made up of only one independent clause. Now, what are independent clauses? What are dependent clauses? That everything will come in the video. But I'm just giving the introduction, brief introduction, so that you know which video I'm going to show. Compound sentences means what? The sentences which are made up of two independent clauses, and in between there is one conjunction. From that conjunctions called fanboys. Remember that conjunctions?
Yes.
Can you tell me the full form?
When two independent
Which are that conjunctions?
when two independent clauses are joined by conjunction to make a sentence, it is called a compound sentence.
Your mic is echoing the voice. I think there's some problem with mic.
सर आपका वॉइस आपके माइक में ऐसा हो रहा है मेरे माइक में नहीं.
No, your mic is echoing the voice. See, fanboys. For and nor, but, or, yet, so. These seven are coordinating conjunctions. All these are coordinating conjunctions which are given over here. They are used only for compound sentences. और compound sentence में क्या criteria है? Only two independent clauses are there. So, can anyone tell me what are two independent clauses? What is the meaning of independent clause? I want to know that. Just in simple words. I don't want the definition. What do you remember? Independent clause किसको बोलते हैं? Just in your words. What do you know about it? What do you think independent clause is? Then what is the difference between independent clause, dependent clause? उन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है इंडिपेंडेंट और डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज में? At least try to guess the answer. Anyone? Sarah, Isba, Modesa, Umeyani, Hikani Fatima, Aisha. Anyone? Almas. What is the difference between independent clause and dependent clause? It's really easy, so I am expecting someone to give the answer.
इंडिपेंडेंट क्लोज मतलब कि एक ग्रुप होता है जिसमें वर्ब और सब्जेक्ट दोनों होता है, उसी से ही कंप्लीट एक सेंटेंस बनता है।
Yes, very good. Did you read it, Misbah, or you said it yourself?
फिर अभी आपने बोला।
Okay. Yes, so independent clause means what? One subject and one verb is there. And it is meaningful on its own. मतलब उसका खुद का अलग से meaning निकलता है. That is independent clause. See, I am switching the languages. Why? Actually, I am not supposed to use Hindi, but I am using it so that this topic is clear. Because this topic is really, really helpful for the upcoming standards. So I am switching the languages. And still, if you have any query, you ask me right now. Did you understand the difference between independent clause and dependent clause? Independent clause can stand alone on its own. See, ये दो independent clauses है यहाँ पे. If I read this one, the question is tricky. तो इसका खुद से meaning निकलता है. Subject है question, is verb है. So subject verb is there. It is independent clause and it is meaningful. This one, I can answer it. So even this can stand alone. इसको अलग से लिख सकते हैं. There is one subject I, there is one verb can, and it is meaningful. So that is called independent clause, which has one subject, one verb, and it is meaningful. It can stand alone. Right? So compound sentences are joined by two independent clauses, and in between there is one coordinating conjunction. Always. Sometimes there is semicolon or comma, but most of the times, 99% you will see one coordinating conjunction in compound sentences. Then read sentence number 2, 3, and 4. Are there two independent clauses everywhere? Can you tell me what are the two independent clauses in sentence number 2? Which is the first independent clause and which is the second independent clause? You know, in boys' class the other day, they gave this answer at once, and it was the first lecture over there also. If you want, I'll show you the timetable, and the same topic was there, and they were really giving the answers at once for the same topic and for the same examples. So in girls, I was expecting even better. Tell me, what are the two independent clauses in sentence number 2, and what is the conjunction? Rohan did not study for the test, yet he scored quite well. So in that sentence, which are the two independent clauses which can stand alone? What is the conjunction in that sentence? Which coordinating conjunction is used?
Sir, comma.
Which coordinating conjunction is used? I'm asking.
Sir, coordinating conjunction.
In that sentence, number 2, which is the coordinating conjunction? I asked the same question thrice. It is in front of you, in front of your eyes.
So
Second sentence, where is so?
sorry, B sir. Sorry.
For.
No.
Yet.
Yes. Yet. Fanboys, that Y stands for yet. For is also there, but in the second sentence, for that word is not used as conjunction. Anyway, now that is yet is conjunction. So which are the two independent clauses which can stand alone? Which is the first and which is the second? Tell me. Which is the first and which is the second clause?
Rohan did not study.
ये फर्स्ट क्लॉज हुआ इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज. इट कैन स्टैंड अलोन. उसका खुद मीनिंग निकलता है अलग से. मीन्स इट इज अ कंप्लीट सेंटेंस, इजंट इट?
Yes, sir.
Then see, he scored quite well. Even this we can write separately. इसका भी अलग मीनिंग निकलता है. It can be a complete sentence by itself. So that is called independent clause, which we can write as a sentence separately, which can stand alone, which we can write separately as a sentence. That is called independent clause. In between there is one coordinating conjunction, right? Now tell me in the third sentence, which are the two independent clauses and which is the conjunction?
We were stuck in traffic. So is coordinating conjunction. We reached an hour late. Is second
So
independent
now you
clause.
see, yes, very good. We underlined two clauses. Are both the clauses two sentences? Are
Yes.
they meaningful?
Yes.
Yes. So that is called independent clause. That's it. In the fourth sentence, which are the two independent clauses and which is the conjunction?
I can
I
take you
can take you to the park. I can take you to the museum. And all is coordinating conjunction.
Yes. So this is called which type of sentence? These two independent clauses joined with a coordinating conjunction. Which kind of sentence it is from that three? I mean, from that three sentences which we are studying, which kind of sentence it is? These four are examples of which kind of sentence? Two independent clauses joined with one coordinating conjunction means which kind of sentence it is?
sir compound sentence.
Yes. Thank you for giving the answer. And I don't understand about others. What is taking so long? सिंपल सेंटेंस में सिर्फ एक ही क्लॉज होता है, इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज. कंपाउंड सेंटेंस में दो इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज होते हैं. इन बिटवीन देयर इज वन कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन. अंडरस्टूड दिस मच?
Yes.
See, compound sentence communicate more than one complete thought means उसमें दो clauses होते हैं, two independent clauses, minimum two. It can be three also, four also, but minimum two. And which are the coordinating conjunctions? We have learnt about fanboys, but all these are coordinating conjunctions. Just go through it. We can use all this in compound sentences. So is some simple and compound sentence understood?
Yes, sir.
What are complex sentences? The third and the last kind of sentence. In complex sentences also there are two clauses. But compound में क्या था? दोनों independent clauses थे, right? But in complex sentences, one is independent and the other one is dependent. मतलब दोनों का मीनिंग अलग से नहीं निकलेगा. कंपाउंड सेंटेंस में कैसे अलग से मीनिंग निकल रहा है? सी हियर both the sentences were meaningful, means both the clauses were different sentences. We could write in the form of different sentences. There were two independent clauses. Whereas in complex sentences, there will be one independent, means one sentence will, one clause will be meaningful on its own. The second one will not be meaningful on its own if you write it alone. Means वो dependent होगा. So one independent plus one dependent. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
See, first
Yes, sir.
example. I know the man. Is it complete on its own? Right? It has one subject, one verb. I know the man. Full stop. वो एक अलग से sentence बन गया. So that is independent clause. But this one, who came to meet you yesterday, if I ignore this, if I cut this, ये भूल जाओ चलो, this is not there. So if you just read this much, is it meaningful? Who came to meet you yesterday? But what? Isn't it incomplete? If you write it alone separately, is it
Yes.
complete?
No, it is incomplete.
So that is called dependent clause. Means ये dependent है इस पे. इसका मीनिंग खुद से नहीं निकलता. डिपेंडेंट का मीनिंग क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्ड डिपेंडेंट? मीन्स lacking something. You cannot complete the work without the other thing. You are dependent on your parents for some things. So means you cannot do that work without your parents. So you are also dependent for some reason on them. Same way, this clause is also dependent. Means it is incomplete without this one. Who came to meet you yesterday? But what? So this clause is dependent clause. And who is subordinating conjunction. If you remember, in complex sentences we use subordinating conjunctions. Remember or forgot? In 7th it was there. Can you give me some examples for subordinating conjunctions? See, these are all subordinating conjunctions which are only used in complex sentences. In compound sentences, which kind of conjunction do we use? Which type? In compound sentences, we use coordinating conjunctions, right? Fanboys. In complex sentences, we use subordinating conjunction. उसका कोई shortcut नहीं है. You have to remember some conjunctions which are given over here. And these are also conjunctions. इसको relative pronouns बोलते हैं. These are pronouns, but these are also used in simple sentences. Sorry, complex sentences. See, in sentence number 2, can you tell me which is independent clause and which one is dependent clause? The book that you gave me had wonderful stories. Which is independent clause and which one is dependent? Okay, see, in sentence number 2, it is a bit tricky, so I'm helping you out. See, it's not given in sequence, means एक line में नहीं दिया था, so I helped you out because this sentence number 2 is a bit tricky. Now, is it independent clause? What I underline? Yes or no? The book had wonderful stories. It's independent, right?
Yes.
That you gave me. This is dependent clause. It's not meaningful on its own. Now, in sentence number 3, you will tell me which one is independent and which one is dependent. Tell me. Quick. Only you have to tell me which is independent and the other one will be dependent.
Kunjan left the party early.
That is which clause?
Independent.
Yes, it is meaningful. Gunjan left the party early. ये खुद से एक अलग sentence बन गया, right?
Yes.
And this one, as she was in hurry. This is incomplete. If we don't write the first one with that, then the second clause which I underlined is incomplete. That is dependent clause. And which is the conjunction, subordinating conjunction?
As.
Yes. Okay, in fourth sentence, who else will tell me? Now I want someone else to tell me which is independent clause and which is dependent clause in the fourth sentence. Trawadi Fatima, will you?
Sir, first, before I left for Goa, I finished all my work. Dependent clause.
But you read the whole sentence. From that sentence, you have to tell me which one is independent and which one is dependent clause.
Sir, first sentence, before I left for Goa, it's independent clause.
I think you are
Dependent
mistaken.
clause.
Yes. If you read this much, before I left for Goa, so what? Isn't it incomplete?
Yes.
So that is called dependent clause, जो जिसका meaning incomplete होता है. It doesn't convey the whole idea. It doesn't convey the idea. I finish. I finished all my work. If I write this separately, it conveys a complete thought, complete idea. So that is meaningful. This is independent. Right? Understood. And what is the subordinating conjunction?
Before.
Before. Yes. And remember, who, which, what, all these can also be used in complex sentences. याद रखना ये. And all these are conjunctions which are used. So, simple, compound, complex. Understood, all of you? The basic three types of sentences. All of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you the video. And while I play the video, you have to be attentive. First, whatever I taught, the same thing will be taught. So I left from the other ID because from that ID I will play the audio. You have to tell me if it is audible or not. I will keep my mic near that audio speaker of the other phone. Am I audible right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first the same concept will be taught. The same concept will be taught first of all. Okay, should I start?
Yes.
Please be attentive, all of you.
Of the language, you will be able to read better, write sentences better. So it's a very important lesson. Make sure you watch it to the end. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon on the channel. Alright, let's do it. Now guys, before we talk about anything, we need to understand what this transformation of sentences mean. What does it mean? Transformation of sentences simply mean to change the form of a sentence into another form without changing its meaning, right? And let me tell you, we will learn two types of transformation. Simple sentences into compound sentences and simple sentences into complex sentences, right? There's going to be two more videos on this particular topic, right? So today we'll learn these two types of transformation. Now guys, look at these sentences and tell me if there is any difference in terms of the meaning of these sentences. He is too weak to do the job. He cannot do the job for he is too weak, or he is too weak so he cannot do the job. And the third example is he is so weak that he cannot do the job. Now guys, tell me, is there any difference in terms of the meaning of these sentences? No, there is no difference at all. All these sentences
Are these sentences same? Meaning is same or not?
Yes.
Read all. Is there any difference in the meaning of the sentence? Or is the meaning same? Isn't the meaning same of all the sentences, all the three types? But see, one is simple, one is compound, and the other one is complex. फिर भी meaning same रखा है. This is called transformation. You will see how to do it. But the first rule of transformation is meaning should be same. सिर्फ sentence का type change करना है. But meaning should not change. Got it?
Sentences are talking about the same thing, okay? In different structures, in different forms. The first one is a simple sentence. The second one is a compound sentence. And the third one is a complex sentence. But all these sentences are talking about the same thing, giving the same meaning, right? How to do that, how to do this transition, that's exactly what we are going to learn. And to be able to do that, to be able to understand this transformation, we need to learn a couple of things. We need to know a couple of things. We need to know what a dependent clause is, what an independent clause is, what is a simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, adjective clause, adverb clause.
I already
noun
taught you
clause,
all
participle
this.
phrases.
Remember?
We need to know all these things, because if we do not know these things, we'll not be able to understand how the transformation takes place.
Remember or not?
So, you might already know all these things, but I'll still take you through all these concepts in brief so that you understand how exactly the transformation happens. Okay? So, let's do this. Let's start with an independent clause. Guys, what is an independent clause? Very simple. It is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. It has the combination of the subject and the verb, right? And an independent clause is a complete sentence. Examples. I love my students. Monu is my best friend. Yes, he is. I am doing this for you guys. Yes, I am, right? So all these examples are independent clauses. All these examples have a subject and a verb, and all these examples stand on their own. Okay? These are complete sentences, guys. That's what an independent clause. It's a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb, and it gives a complete meaning. Now, what is a dependent clause? As the name goes, it depends on something. It is a clause, that means it has a subject and a verb. It has that, right? But it does not stand on its own. It depends on something. It depends on an independent clause. And guys, always remember, a dependent clause starts with a subordinating conjunction. Conjunction like if, unless, until, before, after, because, though, even though, and all the subordinating conjunctions we have in English, right? Some examples. If you stop listening to your mind, is it a complete sentence? No. It makes us ask, so what? There is something that I'm not telling you. If you stop listening to your mind, what happens? Because I don't have the money, so what? There is something that's not clear. When we help someone, so what? What happens? All these examples have a subject, right? You, I, we, and have a verb. Stop, don't have, help, but they do not give a complete meaning. They depend on something. They give an incompleted idea, right? So we need an independent clause to make them a complete sentence. If you stop listening to your mind, you will be able to do whatever you want to do in life, right? Something like that. So that's what a dependent clause is. Now let us understand what is a noun clause. Guys,
So tell me, did you understand independent and dependent?
Yes.
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Now you know that complex sentence is made up of one independent clause and the other one is dependent. See, in compound sentence, how is the compound sentence made up of? What is it made up of? Compound sentence is made up of which two types of clauses? Anyone?
Independent.
Independent clauses.
How many?
2.
Okay, 2 or more than 2, but minimum 2. And simple sentence. How many clauses are there in simple sentence? And which clause? Simple sentence is made up of how many clauses? And is there any conjunction in it? How many clauses are there?
1.
And is it independent or dependent?
Independent.
So is everyone clear or not? Independent clauses and dependent clauses का concept समझ में आ गया? And also what is simple compound and complex sentence? Interchange कैसे करना है वो मैंने अभी नहीं सिखाया. I have not taught you transformation, but have you learned the 3 clauses?
Yes, sir. Yes.
The 2 types of clauses and the 3 types of sentences. So I will send this PDF. You have to write this in rough book. Okay?